Hey, what's up guys, Second Grip over here, back again with another modern Minecraft tutorial. Oh yeah, so today's topic, we're going to be going over Mekanism's Quintuple ore processing. Now I know what you're thinking, Kirby, that's Mechanica. You are correct, but Mechanica is an active fork of Mekanism which is intended to fix some things. So consider Mechanica and Mekanism pretty much equal. Anyway, we're getting off topic. So Mekanism has the capacity to do quintuple ore processing, but not right away. It requires some work. So first things first, you're going to need to start with the doubling process. The doubling process requires the enrichment chamber and the energized smelter, or any furnace. But the enrichment chamber is a good one. I'm using the elite factories, except for the last three machines, just for speed purposes. But if you want all of these, the enrichment chamber is one of the first ones you're going to make. So in order to make it, you're going to need 4 redstone, 2 iron, a steel casing, and 2 basic control circuits if you're playing with Mekanism, or you can use an electronic circuit from IC2 or Tech Reborn. The steel casing needs 4 steel, 4 glass, and 1 osmium. Steel, steel's in like every mod. And basic control circuit from Mekanism, you're going to need a metallurgic infuser, so you're going to need one of those first. You're going to need 2 furnaces, 4 iron, 2 redstone, and an osmium, and you're going to need to infuse an osmium ingot with some redstone. And then if you want to use the energized smelter, you're going to need a steel casing, 2 control circuits, 2 glass, and 4 redstone. Alrighty, so let's hook up power to these, so that way we can demonstrate the doubling process. Let's just do 16 iron. You can might also want to split these and install upgrades, which I forgot to do. I'll be right back. It's also worth mentioning you might want to set the sidedness properly, so give me just 1 second. Alrighty, now that that is all set, I put 16 iron in the enriching factory and got 32 iron back. That demonstrates the doubling process is working properly. Now, if you want to upgrade it to tripling, you're going to need the crushing factory, the crusher, and the purification chamber. So let's put these back here. So both of these also need power and upgrades. Give me just a second. Yeah, a little tip: you can shift click upgrades into the machines to save time. Like waiting for them to apply. Alrighty, so the purification chamber, to make it, you're going to need an enrichment chamber with 4 enriched alloy, 2 osmium, and 2 advanced control circuits, which is a basic control circuit with 2 enriched alloy. Enriched alloy, you get that from Metallurgic Infuser as well. You need to put iron in there with redstone. The crushing factory. So the crusher. You're going to need 2 buckets of lava, 2 basic control circuits, 4 redstone, and a steel casing. So you need the crushing factory in between here and there, because it doesn't exactly work properly if you don't. So. And also the purification chamber, it needs oxygen in order to run. If you want to get oxygen, the easiest way to do it is using an electrolytic separator. That's not what I meant to do. Okay, electrolytic separator. You're going to need an electrolytic core, 2 enriched alloys, 4 iron, and 2 redstone. The electrolytic core is made with 5 enriched alloy, pulverized gold, pulverized iron, and osmium dust. Alrighty, so you can use the electrolytic separator to split water into hydrogen and oxygen. Because water's chemical makeup is H2O, you'll get more hydrogen than oxygen, but don't void the hydrogen entirely. You're going to need it later. So you'll use this to get the oxygen from water and pipe it into here. Just to make things easier, I'm using a creative tank of oxygen, and that'll fill this up with oxygen and be ready to process. So let's go ahead and what I meant to do is auto split and set sides really quickly. Perfect. So yeah, once okay, I need to split this as well and set sides. Yeah, all these machines are very loud, but I like the sound of a factory. I'm very sorry, everyone, but I like it. So, okay, so then, if you want to do quadruple ore processing, you're going to need to put down a chemical injection chamber. So the chemical injection chamber, just give me 1 second. Alrighty, so if we want to make a chemical injection chamber, you're going to need 4 reinforced alloy, 2 gold, 2 elite control circuits, or data control circuits if you're playing with Tech Reborn, and a purification chamber. That's not right. Elite control circuits are made with advanced control circuits and 2 reinforced alloy. Reinforced alloy is made in a metallurgic infuser with diamond dust and enriched alloy. Alrighty, so the chemical injection chamber needs hydrogen chloride in order to run. Remember when I said you don't want to void your hydrogen? This is why. Hydrogen chloride is used in this machine. So, I completely forgot there are gas upgrades you can put in the purification chamber and in the chemical injection chamber. Just a second. Alrighty, so the chemical injection chamber will allow you to do quadruple ore processing. So, like I said, you're going to need hydrogen chloride. Let's go through that process. So, hydrogen chloride. That's weird. I think Mechanica broke that. Whoops. Oh, right, I have to, duh. Alrighty, so if you want to make hydrogen chloride, you're going to need hydrogen and chlorine. Who would have guessed? Chlorine, you can get that from electrolytic separating brine into sodium and chlorine. Sodium is literally useless, you can void that. Brine, you make that in the thermal evaporation plant with water. So the thermal evaporation plant is a multi-block structure that can range from 3 to 17 blocks tall. The taller it is, the faster it'll run. Believe me when I say you're going to need a lot of water for the thermal evaporation plant, because it'll consume all that water like really, really fast. And if you want to learn more about the thermal evaporation controller, I may do a tutorial on that in the future. Or for right now, you can search on Mekanism's wiki. Anyway, once we have that down, let's go ahead and set sides and demonstrate this. So here we go. There you go. So when you put the ore in here, it turns into 4 shards, which need to be purified. Then they get crushed and then enriched and then smelted into iron. And we're not done yet. We are almost there, but we can make it better. So quintuple ore processing is the final step in Mekanism's ore processing setup. So I did not think this through. This crystal is definitely in the way. Give me just a second. Alrighty, just move the crystal up because the final machines definitely need access to the top. So the final machine. Okay, really? Okay, I'm hoping this works. So let's see. So the final machines are the chemical crystallizer, the chemical washer, and the chemical dissolution chamber, not in that particular order. So, chemical dissolution chamber is first. If you want to quintuple your ores, you're going to need to put your ores in here with sulfuric acid. Okay, so let's go ahead and put sulfuric acid here because it's weird. Okay, let's get a gas conduit. So. Let's get an ender gas conduit, because I can. There we go. So this should... Let's see. Perfect. Okay. So the chemical dissolution chamber is the first machine you're going to want to put your... it's the machine you're going to want to put your ores in. But before we do that, let's go over the process for how to make sulfuric acid. So sulfuric acid is easier to make if you have, there's another way to make it if you have nuclear craft, but But for this video, I'm going to teach you how to do it the Mekanism way. So sulfuric acid, you're going to need to chemically infuse water vapor and sulfur trioxide. Water vapor, you get that by using a rotary condensator with water. Sulfur trioxide, you're going to need to infuse oxygen and sulfur dioxide together. And sulfur dioxide, you get that by using a chemical oxidizer with any kind of sulfur. Doesn't matter what mod it's from, it just has to be sulfur. Or you can deconcentrate liquid sulfur dioxide, which really doesn't help you because, I mean, whatever. Okay, chemical infuser. I just realized I forgot to go over that recipe. So if you want to make a chemical infuser, you're going to need 4 enriched alloy, 2 basic control circuits, 2 basic gas tanks, and a dynamic tank. A dynamic tank is made by crafting 4 steel in a bucket together, and you get 4 of them. This eventually turns into a multi-block. Alrighty, then the rotary condensator. You're going to need 4 glass, a basic fluid tank, a basic gas tank, 2 basic control circuits, and an energy tablet, which is made with 4 redstone, 3 gold, and 2 enriched alloys. Alrighty, did we miss anything? I really don't think so. So, gas can only come in on this side, but funny story, that's where the items come in as well. So that's where Ender IO and that's where Ender IO will come in handy because these gas conduits, funny enough, they don't come from Ender IO itself, even though it says it does. These are actually due to an external mod called gas conduits. So yeah, this is also where the items go in. So you're definitely gonna need to do item conduits or use like Actual Edition's phantom phases. So here's the demonstration. As soon as I get speed and energy in here, I'll be right back. Alrighty, upgrades have been fitted, and we just need to do one last thing. We just need to provide water to this, and crescent hammer this. There we go. So the chemical washer takes the slurry that is made in this thing and cleans it using, well, water. And then the chemical crystallizer takes that clean slurry and turns it into crystals, which will go across the entire chain and turn into iron at the end, or whatever order you decide to put in here. So let's do a stack of iron, because why not? So this will clean the slurry as fast as it gets it, funny enough, and then it'll turn the slurry into crystals and eventually turn it into iron. So unfortunately, you can't make factories out of these machines, but I mean, if you could, that would be amazing, because, yeah. So let's see, crystal, yeah. So if you hit U on this, there is no recipe to turn it into whatever. Okay. I think it might be smart if I get a sound muffler. Huh. Interesting. Okay, there we go. Alright, so the chemical crystallizer, to make that you're going to need 2 atomic alloys, 4 basic control circuits, 2 basic gas tanks, and a steel casing. Atomic alloys are made in a metallurgic infuser with refined obsidian. Refined obsidian is made in the metallurgic infuser with pulverized obsidian and diamond dust. Alright, and then the chemical washer, you're going to need 2 enriched alloys, a bucket, a basic gas tank, 4 basic control circuits, I meant to say, and a steel casing. The chemical dissolution chamber, you're going to need an atomic alloy, 2 basic gas tanks, 2 enriched alloys, and 4 basic control circuits. And then you're also going to need sulfuric acid, which, for the purposes of this video, is being provided by a gas tank. Alrighty, guys, I think that'll do it for the basics of quintuple ore processing and Mekanism. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you found it useful. If you want to see more Mekanism tutorials in the future, let me know down in the comments. Also, let me know what types of tutorials you want to see. Post it in the comments, tweet it at me, let me know somehow so that way I know you want to see it. So that'll be it for this tutorial. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Later.